Good day, Raiders. We're looking at Isaiah 45, chapter 22, and God is telling us to look to Him and be saved. Always look to God. What is that? What is that our environment it is so hostile towards us that God is reaching into our environment and saying, over here, focus over here. Here I am. And no problem. You will be saved. You will be comforted. You will be moved from harm's way over here. And there are times we intensely move to that spot. But for the most part, we drift away. We just drift away. And there is something to be said for the environment. There is something to be said for our condition to allow ourselves to be subjects of this environment. It is a continual exercise for us to move to the spot where we are looking at God, to trust in God's Word, and to trust that God will provide in the time that we need those provisions. I can say that initially, we need to understand love. We need to understand Son of God, Son of Man, crucified. We need to get our head around that it's not all about the forces of good showing up and righting everything, straightening everything out. Jesus was crucified. God's ways are not the ways of our legacy way of thinking. They are not the ways of the worldly means to bring about justice and peace. God's ways are about love. And that love is the starting point for the power that is God's. So I don't have a clue what is in God's arsenal, but I do have a clue that we first find out when we venture in to becoming one with the Father, and that becoming is love. Today's exercise is going to be to think about all the nuances that pull you away from God, and to understand more deeply how subtle and sublime the enemies of God are, that God's love provided for that God provided a way for His creation to defy Him. What does love have to do with it? Well, I don't want to let Tina Turner speak for me, but it's not a secondhand emotion. It is the air we breathe, the light we see. And it is not to be construed or misconstrued as weakness. It is the power of life until we write again, write on.